og skal i aftes koncert i København. Nu kan du møde David Bowie og høre nogle af de numre, han spillede ved koncerten i Vega i aftes.
Are my naked eyes, I should have kept you, I should have tried, I should have been a wiser kind of guy. I miss you.
If you met the young David Bowie down at the street,
yeah,
and you could give him just very briefly a short advice about the life, what would you tell him?
Don't shave your eyebrows off. They take forever to grow back. I've just written an article for a magazine where myself at 53 actually interviews myself at 19. And we approach a lot of interesting areas. It seems like it was, I did it as an experiment, but it actually was, it actually really got my curiosity. I want to continue it because it's quite fun. It really is quite fun. It sets up some really interesting dialogue between the two.
Yeah.
Not all of it obviously answerable either. Some of it really sort of grey areas. It's quite strange.
A record or album sounds a little like the music you did in the 70s. Is it a kind of musical circle for you?
It does have some of that, doesn't it? I suppose it was intended. The idea for doing the music originally came from a Paris company that started a video computer game called Nomad Soul, and they asked me if I'd do a kind of a soundtrack for it. And I'm not really into games very much. I don't know very much about them. But my son is a gamer, and we explored it together. And he came to the conclusion that it was probably one of the better games that he worked with, and advised his father that he should do the music. So I did, but what I wanted to do with the music was have some sense of time, a stretch of time. And so one of the ways that I gave that feeling was to work in the style that I would have worked in 20, 30 years ago, and wrote very much in that fashion, which is very quietly, very kind of secluded, and did a lot of the work before I went into the studio. So it was all pretty much prepared, I guess, what one would call crafted songs that were properly crafted in an old-fashioned way. So it does have that, it has the resonance of kind of the early 70s.
You like it has on society and politics and for the listener?
It's nice, well, for me as a listener, it's nice to hear certain bands and hear my inflections or certain chord structures or ways or techniques that I've sort of used in the past. It kind of is good for my vanity to feel that I've contributed to how the music is. So I get a kick out of that. And I like seeing bands that maybe have adopted some of the more theatrical ways of doing things. I like that too. But that's fine, that's my kick. That's my prize for having worked hard. I don't know.
You've had the opportunity to influence on the growing up of a whole generation.
Oh.
You don't think so? You don't feel like that?
Oh no, I don't think. An influence along with so many others, so it becomes minimal in the end. You just become part of the spectrum of it all, you know.
How would you describe the generation?
What, my generation?
Yeah, the people who...
In their 50s.
But how they're living, what are they like?
Well, the ones that I know, and I do know a lot, but maybe it's because I've gravitated toward like-minded people as I've grown and developed stronger relationships and friendships. But they're usually, a lot of them are active in the arts somewhere. I know quite a number of prose writers, painters, other musicians, even architects. And it seems that the one thing that we all share is that we've been able to keep in touch with the enthusiasms or the sense of enthusiasm that we had when we were teenagers, that we still operate with the kind of curiosity factor that we had back then. The idea of the 50-year-old who goes out and tends his garden of roses and all that, I don't actually know anybody like that. And I'm not really willing to believe that, in my experience, that person doesn't exist. As much as I love roses. But I prefer giving them than growing them.
And you think that's nice, that they don't exist, so many of them with the rose gardens?
I don't know whether I'd make a qualitative judgment on it. I'm sure it must be a lot of fun for some people who've had a hard and stern life to be able to retire from that and develop something that they feel brings them to an essence of what life is really about, to be able to tend a garden. In my way, I would almost feel that I retired when I was a teenager. I mean, I retired from my only proper job into the career that I seem to have had over this last 30 years, longer, that of being a musician and an artist. It's never felt like a career in that way. It's felt that this is kind of, I'm in heaven, because I seem to be able to make my way through life doing the very things that I always thought were just fun, and I'm doing that. So in a way I'm very lucky. But I understand the appeal of a garden, I suppose.
Give me wings, give me space, give me money for a change of face. This noisy room and passion paints. I loved you. Where's the morning in my life? Where's the sense in staying right? Who says time is on my side? I've got ears and eyes for nothing in my life, but I'll survive your naked eyes. I'll survive.
In the lyrics on the latest album, you have some descriptions of the feeling of longing and missing. But
terribly sad album.
Yeah.
Actually.
Why is it like that?
Well, I wanted it to be. I think probably because I'm at heart a romantic, not terribly modern at all. My sensibility is probably much nearer to a late 19th century artist than it is to a 20th century artist. I wanted the character on the album, if you can call him a character. But anyway, the genre of emotional content on the album to be someone who's not fulfilled themselves, somebody who has had possibly an empty life, or a lonely life at least, and that opportunities have passed him by, and there's an awful lot of what if in this album. If only I'd done that, and if only I'd done this. Because there's nothing worse than listening to a happy album. I couldn't write a happy album. I wouldn't. I prefer to keep the happiness for my life. Is that selfish? But I do.
Because you yourself, you have rest and peace in your mind.
I have a great life.
Yeah.
I have such an incredible life. I cannot believe that I've kind of gone through everything that I've gone through and come out at the other end so luckily content with my life as it is. I enjoy the work that I do tremendously. I have terrific relationships with my family. I have a wonderful wife. Wow. And it's raining today, and I don't care. You know? I enjoy getting up every morning. Life holds just the most blessings in every 24 hours. I love it. What am I dreaming about?
Yeah.
In terms of a future, I don't really exert much energy in that direction. It's not something that I wish to build up expectations about. I much prefer to come to, and it's not always something that works, but one tries to make the present the hub and the pivot of one's life. I mean, if I'm not enjoying myself in the present, it doesn't really give me the courage to believe that my future will be any better. So I have to learn to enjoy what I have today. So as much as anything, it's quite a discipline to try and make that happen. So therefore, the more energy you put into that, the less energy you do expend on, well, next year I'll do this. And blah, blah, blah. That's rubbish. It's rubbish. Never works out like that.
That's a problem.
The
that
best laid plans of mice and men have to gang astray.
That's a problem in the lyrics. What if you're dreaming
It is,
too much?
unfortunately, yes. Somebody, because, I mean, I really feel, because I've done it myself, that every day can be a new start to one's life, you know. I don't change my life every day, but there have been points when I've woken up in my life and said, I'm changing things, you know. I'm not happy with things as they are. I wish them to change, so I will do it. And I really believe that one can do that. So I really, although I do feel a strong sympathy and a compassion for people who have more than their fair share of regrets about their past, I also feel that they can change their lives if they want to. But that's maybe asking too much. Obviously, you know, well, my circumstances are not like that. They're not like yours and blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure.
Read something that you said something that you always were busy, and you were always busy going into your career and stop living because you had this feeling that you just have to hurry on.
Absolutely, I believe that was so when I was young. I really didn't. One, I didn't appreciate the joys and the strengths of having of being a social animal, of having relationships. It seemed like that sort of rather icing on the cake to me at the time. It was like, well, I've got these things in my mind that I wanted. I was incredibly focused. But it was about the work. My entire young life was about the work. And I think I really didn't learn anything about how to have relationships until the 80s, which is terribly sad. But all artists are born of dysfunctionalism, you know. Every artist I've ever met is quite bonkers, completely mad.
That's the only way you can survive as an artist.
I think
perhaps.
that's why they want to be artists in the first place. Anybody wants to express himself so forcefully by being a painter or a musician or something. Most people are happy just to chat to the person next door and say, you know what I think, blah, blah, blah. But painters have to, you know, musicians, it's dysfunctionalism. There's something wrong with us. But it's a good amusement for the rest of the world.
So, some years ago you said that you needed to find balance in yourself as a person and musically before the year 2000.
Yeah.
So I think you found it now.
I think I found it. It feels like that to me, you know. It's and again, there's some hard work attached to it. It's like not allowing one's kind of interior life to take over and create a wall between people that you know and your loved ones. It's a question of keep saying that this is work. Stop this and give time, you know, for this person, and listen to what this person is talking about. You know, stuff like that. Elemental things that everybody else knows about. Anyway, but people like me have to learn it much later in life. But it's a lovely prize at the end, anyway.
What to wear, what to say, what to do on a sunny day. Who to phone, who to fight, who to dance with on a Sunday night. Reaching the very edge, you know. Reaching the very edge. Going to the other side this time. Reaching the very edge. You're still breathing, but you don't know why. Not so dead, and sometimes you die. You're still breathing, but you just can't tell. Don't hold your breath, the pretty things are going to hell. Drug, I'm a dragon. I am the best judge you ever seen. I am a dragon, I am the sky. I am the blood in the corner of your eye. I found the secrets, I found the gold. I find you out before you grow old. I find you out before you grow old. What is eternal? What is damned? What is clay? And what is sand? Who to diss? Who to trust? Who to listen to? Who to suss? I'm reaching the very edge, you know. I'm reaching the very edge. Going to the other side this time. I'm reaching the very edge.
What is the society like when we turn into the year 2000?
God, what a big question.
It's a big question, yeah.
It's an odd dichotomy. We have the many thousands of years of written history have not really implied that the human being is actually a satisfactory kind of animal. There is so much that we mishandle, and there's really no proof that we get any better at anything. So only the clothes change.
Only the outside.
Only the outside changes. I think at heart we are still this, we still are this pathological, quandary-filled bag of messed up, disenfranchised spirits and emotions. But we dance a real good dance, don't we?
Lucky your sun is in my sky. Nothing prepared me for your smile, lighting the darkness of my soul. Innocence in your arms. let go. Tell me tomorrow. Oh, oh. Only for you, I don't regret that I was Thursday's child. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, oh, now it's Thursday's child. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, oh, now it's Thursday's child. Thursday's child. Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I've tried so hard, doing my best with what I've had. Nothing much happened on